Hi, I'm still Brenda Rao, member of the League of Women Voters of Eastern Carver County. On behalf of the League of Women Voters, I would like to welcome you to the Minnesota House District 17B Candidate Forum. We thank the candidates and the audience for attending tonight and our online audience for viewing. The League of Women Voters does not support or oppose a political party or a candidate for office. League of Women Voters Eastern Carver County has a long-standing history in our community of providing unbiased candidate and issue information that is widely used by Minnesota voters regardless of their political beliefs. Sponsorship of this forum is a public service providing you with an opportunity to hear candidates discuss important issues face to face. The views expressed here tonight are those of the candidate and not those of the League of Women Voters. The League of Women Voters posts complete, unedited recordings of forums. Excerpts or edited clips of candidate forums may not be used for partisan political purposes. There's never enough time to cover all the issues. If you feel that your question was not addressed, please contact the candidate directly after the forum. And once again, I will introduce our moderator, Sarah Carlson.
All candidates for Minnesota House 17B were invited to participate this evening. The candidate attending tonight is candidate Ben Weeman. Bobby Harder is not able to attend tonight. The candidate will have 1.5 minutes for their opening remarks. Opening statements will be given in alphabetical order, but in this case, we won't have that. We will just have you, candidate Weeman. After that, the candidate will answer questions from voters. The candidate will be given up to 1.5 minutes to respond to the questions. Depending upon the complexity of the question, I may announce more or less time per question. Please note our timekeepers, Ann and Kim. They have a 30-second and a 15-second sign. They also have a stop sign, or will call time when the allotted time has expired. We hope that the questions will be submitted by the audience. Please, for the audience, please write your question legibly and on the available index cards and hold them up so an usher can collect them. We also have questions that were previously submitted to the League email. The only League members reviewing the questions are the forum coordinators and the question facilitators and myself. So we'll begin with your opening remarks. Candidate Weeman.
Hello. Hi, I am Ben Weeman. I have not been in politics before, and this year I decided to put my hat in the ring. I grew up on a farm west of Arlington, a dairy farm. I was on 4-H. I was in FFA. I brought goats to that dairy farm, which was cattle-driven before that. When I when I turned 18 and graduated high school, I was kind of the pun intended black sheep of the family. Went off to learn music and computers at Ridgewater. And after that I went to a field of pro audio video, working for a rep firm in the cities, and that led me out to Australia. And then COVID happened. And then I came back to my little farm town in Arlington and decided to be back with the family, and noticed it wasn't quite the rural community that it used to be. A lot of farms were having hard times. A lot of dairy farmers were gone. My dad was the last dairy farmer left in the township. Milk prices weren't great. Pig prices weren't great. I mean, that was COVID. But then I decided to do something. I wanted to put the F back in DFL. My community, my rural community could be energized, and I wanted to try and help it. So that's why I'm running, to make a change. I want to fully fund our education, not just a blank check, make sure we're going to have some safeguards so it doesn't get wasted. I want to make sure our communities, rural communities, have health care and food and affordability and retirement. I'm Ben Weeman.
Thank you. So we'll go to our first question.
Yeah.
What would be your primary legislative priority for this upcoming session?
The farmers, which is a big umbrella, the rural community. Farmers have been small family farmers and been kind of pushed out lately. I know for sure my dad, when he got injured, he had to sell the dairy cows, had to get rid of the pigs. I didn't want him to, and then after that, he had to go into early retirement. I want to make sure that our rural schools are being fully funded. A lot of schools are closing. My niece and nephew want to make sure they have good opportunities to learn. Sibley East, the school that I went to growing up, that's my local school in Arlington. They're going through tough times, having to force to have some operating levy votes. I was just trying to save the pool that was there as well. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, the rural healthcare as well. Prices are healthcare just shot up for teachers as well. Everyone want to make sure that it's affordable. People shouldn't have to be paying property tax if they're retired. People shouldn't have to be paying property tax if they're veterans. Anything we can do to help bring the affordability and the quality of life better in the rural communities. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Ready?
Yeah.
What is your what is your plan, if any, to regulate agricultural land from corporate and foreign acquisition?
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, especially with the old data centers that are being popped up. Even for if folks want to use it for solar panels or anything that's renewable energy, we want to make sure that we're not wasting good growing land, good soil. If we got to eat. Yeah, we got to have power, but we got to eat. Make sure if it's just some grassland that's not going to grow anything, then we can put something there if we need to. But as far as like data centers go, by golly, I'm in the tech industry. I'm not a huge fan of the data centers and the impact they could potentially have on the environment. I know like the Glencoe has that closed loop system proposed, but there's just down over in Wyoming, the state of Wyoming, there was a closed loop system that had a bacteria breach and got into the local water supply. So I mean, even though it's like, boasts that, no, it's not going to use any water. There's still other things that we need to know. It's a bit too new on the market to know the long-term effects, and we should probably know that before jumping in. As far as foreign markets as well, I want to make sure that we're taking care of our U.S. farmers and our U.S. investors, people that are in the U.S. For selling off all these lands to foreign entities. They might as well, and they'll end up putting maybe potentially some of these data centers on some of these lands, and it could be good land that we need for growing food. I would definitely try to prevent some of that, yeah.
Speaking of data centers,
Whoa.
what is the role of the Minnesota legislature, if any, in data center development around the state?
Yeah, I know. I believe at the start of the year, there's going to be a new law that's basically outlined the hyperbolic data centers, so like the big giant meta ones. So that's a lot of the people, the ones that are popping up around Minnesota. Oh, it's just a little one. It's just a little one. And as long as, I mean, if they absolutely have to, if they're going to put it somewhere far away from people, in the middle of nowhere, where it's not going to mess the water supply, where it's not going to be on good land, all of these ifs, check marks, qualifications before it would even be considered. Yeah, it's definitely we would have a say in that. And I know, like, I don't know, it's not related to data centers, but I know with the whole executive order that Tim Walz just had on the boundary waters, no drilling up there, mining, be kind of the same idea. I want to make sure that we're preserving our Minnesota land and thinking through, not just for a quick corporate profit, just to sabotage some of our wonderful land that we have.
Okay. As a member of the legislature, what measures, if any, would you support to reinforce or ensure voter confidence in our elections?
That's a good one. Yeah, because there's a lot of distrust in our voter system these days from certain folks out there. Voter integrity, I guess I would encourage maybe more folks to get involved with being election judges, because then they can become familiar with the process from the inside, how voter integrity works. If there's a way we could maybe get a promotional ad campaign or something showing that. I suppose if people see more results, if they feel that their vote matters, a lot of people are jaded by getting maybe if we have better candidates as well. By golly, then that could maybe people would be more willing to go out to the polls and more enticed to cast their vote. Yeah, and definitely I'm not a fan of voter intimidation. Anything to just promote that, unpromote to get rid of maybe some type of legislation towards that, so that folks aren't feeling threatened or that they are afraid to maybe cast their vote because of certain groups. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Let's switch gears here. What is your position on state income taxes on Social Security payments?
Ooh, get rid of them. We should not be taxing our Social Security. There's not many states that do. I mean, it's been working to have that money at the end of your career. I think that's, yeah, I would say we should, yeah, don't do that. Yeah.
Okay. What would you do as a member of the legislature to ensure taxpayer dollars are spent as intended?
Ooh. Oh, well, we just got the new Office of Attorney General, or Inspector General, excuse me. I would, yeah, more safeguards, more verification. I guess some checksum is a computer term. Make sure the numbers are adding up that are expected. Yeah, because we definitely have some folks who are feeling tense about potential fraud in the state. Especially, I want to make sure that schools are fully funded, but I want to make sure that that's actually going to the things that's supposed to be going to. So any types of reporting, I suppose, that's showing that the money is going where it should be, and some third-party sources to make sure that that's going where we're expecting it to be. Man, this for everything, for veteran funding, for special needs funding, for SNAP funding. That's more federal, I suppose, out of my jurisdiction. But any fraud is bad. Anything I can do to help prevent fraud and get some back and make sure the dollars are going where they need to be, I am a strong promoter of that.
Okay. As a member of the legislature, do you support the City of Carver's plans to build a levee?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a pretty similar answer to Julie. I was gonna look it up real quick. I was not too familiar with the levee. If that's a very good request, if it's something that the city, the residents need, if there's some water issues that needs to be moving stuff elsewhere, yeah, I'm a strong proponent of that. Glenn brought up the state bonding. That's something that I'm really interested in looking into to see how I can get that money out to states and my cities, my district, I should say, the towns. Something for my. It's not a levy, but it's a pool. That was in Arlington that I was trying to see, hey, if the deal raises the property taxes, I can get some state bonding in there to reduce that. But that's a little bit of a pipe dream at this point. Back to that levy. Yeah, I support the citizens and what if the the science behind it, the math behind it is saying that they need a levy to deal with some environmental issues. Yeah.
Thank you. What is your process on working with others and potentially other legislators?
Well, I've worked with a lot of people in different industries across the AV industry, at least. Not too many legislators, I suppose. Back when a whole month ago at the pool committee, I would meet the person, schedule a meeting with them if we need to coordinate, get to know each other, introduce myself, see what issues that there is brought to the table, see if we can find some common interests, common issues that we want to tackle. I'm sure there's going to have to be some compromises in there, and we'll just have to talk about and discuss and weigh what they are. And I would assume for legislation, it's going to be very much the same, like on an AV project, for working with different engineers that maybe or different project managers that have different ideas on different projects on what a feature should do. Maybe it'd be kind of the same thing, working with different congressmen and women who have an idea for some legislature, and maybe we need to word it differently. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Candidate Weeman, are there changes to the Minnesota law that you would support or oppose regarding Title IX and sports?
That one is an interesting one. We were talking about transgender, intersex folk. Generally, it's really in sports that we only care about that. Otherwise, it's kind of, definitely want to make sure that we're protecting our girls and our sports, not just some person who decides they're gonna put on a wig someday and hop over. Obviously, that's not the case of what's going on. There's a little bit more to that. I would have to repeat my coworker Julie, what she said about once they've gone through a transition phase to a point where they got their hormones to a certain level, and there was a talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson where he jokingly kind of suggested, well, what are we going to do? We're not going to there is legislation right now proposing physical investigation. I'm not for that. Neil deGrasse Tyson brought up jokingly we could do a hormone check and group these folks in different sports that way. I'm not sure. But otherwise, yeah, once they get to that point, no, that's if it's not hurting anybody, I would not be opposed to that.
How will you gather feedback from local constituents before a major vote?
Could have an event out in that town. Say have a show out at the park. Come on, let's talk. I don't know. I could send out a thing on Facebook. Would be a way to get certain extreme folks. I think usually door knocking. Just if I can go and door knock on them, that's the best way to talk to folks. Folks that if I would have called them up, they'd probably chewed me out a little bit more. Especially online when you see folks like there's a super mask there. It's a barrier. You can just kind of say whatever you want, and when you're with someone in person, it really humanizes each other, and you can say, "Hey, I'm a person," and find more connections with each other. And I would probably do that if I was, depending on my level of comfort with these constituents, I suppose, that I'm reaching out to get with. The email might be fine, but I would probably give them a call. That'd be quicker if it was the next day.
Great. How would your process be, if any, to the counties that have extra costs, to support the counties that have extra costs because of Medicaid and food stamp recertifications that are required by the federal government.
Yeah, the no fund mandates are not fun. To ease that, I mean, we need to get more. We would have to find some other things to potentially cut. We've cut some drastic things this last year. A lot of things I didn't necessarily agree with. We could find some way to get that money. I know that's why these data centers are looking pretty appealing to folks. It's like, hey, it's a money tree. What could go wrong? We could also close some tax loopholes, make sure that like the millionaires are paying their fair share. I don't know if we have any billionaires at Minnesota, but it couldn't hurt. And then, then might even be able to relieve a little bit on the lower middle class. And, but yeah, we'd have to budget and figure something out.
Okay.
Yeah.
What experience do you have to qualify for this position?
I have been all over the place and dealt with all sorts of people, had a lot of different experiences. I grew up on a farm, so that's kind of hardwired into my firmware or my blood, whatever you want to say. So I can, relate with agriculture folk. I feel like I'm generally can get along with most people. I'm a problem solver. I'm a critical thinker. Sometimes it may not seem that way, but I'm just kind of a goofy guy. I like to play music and solve puzzles, so that I think also just engineering new ways to come up with solutions for problems and thinking outside the box sometimes might not just be right in front of you, and just have to look at it a little bit differently. And I would be taking a pay cut if I would be going it, so I'm not doing it for the money. I also am not a fan of insider trading, by the way. I haven't done it before, so I'm not jaded yet. Getting into politics. I like to think I'm close to my community, so I want to try and help out as best I can. And I really want to make some positive change.
Okay. So now you will have a minute and a half to provide a closing statement to summarize your positions and to your qualifications.
Yeah, thank you. First off, thank you all for having me. The League of Women Voters of Eastern Carver County. I think I got it down finally. It's been fun having some live forum. It was some good conversations, some good questions, getting my brain moving and talking with folks. And I just really want to put the F back in DFL. By golly, I want to help the education. I want to promote fairness for as far as the veterans getting treated fairly, as far as people getting treated fairly, as far as people paying fairly. Make sure everything is fair from all ends. If you'd give me an opportunity, if you'd like, if you're wanting some change, I might be able to provide it. Otherwise, no hard feelings either way. I'm Ben Weeman. Thank you.
I would like to remind you that the views expressed here in this forum are those of the candidate and not those of the League of Women Voters. Sponsorship of this forum is not an endorsement of any candidate by LWV Eastern Carver County. And now for our closing, here is Brenda Rao.
Thank you, Sarah. And for the benefit of the recording, I will repeat the same comments that I made earlier. So the League of Women Voters would like to thank you all for coming tonight and our online audience for viewing. We would especially like to thank the candidate for being here and being part of the democratic process by running for office and for being willing to serve our community. Finally, we thank our facility hosts and our members here for volunteering tonight. We'd like to inform you about a proposed constitutional amendment regarding increasing funding to school districts that will appear on the ballot in November. On the ballot, the question reads, shall the Minnesota Constitution be amended to increase the funding going to all school districts from the Permanent School Fund, which is a fund that supports school district without raising individual income or property taxes? This would go into effect on July 1st, 2027. Failure to vote on a constitutional amendment will have the same effect as voting no on the amendment. For more information, you can search on the constitutional amendments on the Minnesota Secretary of State website and view full text of the proposed amendment. The League of Women Voters studies issues important to our members and to the health of our communities. If you are interested in finding out more about what we do and how you can also make a difference, please visit us at lwvmn.org. You can see the address up there. Membership is open to all people, men and women, ages 16 and older. Individual household and student memberships are available. You can find more information about the candidate and about voting at mnvotes.gov and vote411.org. This forum has been recorded and the link will be available on the League of Women Voters Eastern Carver County Facebook page. Good night, thank you for coming, and remember to vote on November 3rd.